and welcome to my review of the Daymak Tokyo. It is a 48 volts. Currently I have a sealed lead acid battery in there. But it is one of the e-bikes from Daymak, their cheapest model actually. This one comes in at $9.99 MSRP. After tax and everything, it came out to just over $1,200 for me. So it's definitely on the more affordable side of things. Now you can see there's lots of storage on here. I open up the back here. That's where I got the charger. And right now just a basic cable lock. I'm going to be upgrading that very soon. But yeah, just for now, it's for running into the store for 5 minutes or so. But you can see as I close this, it doesn't really like to close. You got to make sure you line up the edges and sort of engage that latch in there. But once that's done, it's nice and solid and isn't going to open up on you. You have some pretty basic storage here. There's a basket up front. And, well, there's not really any storage under here, but under your seat, that's where the battery and the controller and all that is. You'd probably be able to, I don't know, a little thing that you wanted to keep with the battery. I'm sure you'd be able to stick it in that little area there. Not much, but it does the job. And there's your basic storage up here. Not much. I just have a seat cover and the manual that I had to print out and fold up myself because the supplier forgot mine. But other than that, let's turn it on so you can get a look at the dash. So, if I could get the right key, that is. There we go. So it's your pretty standard LED dash. It has your speedometer, it has your trip meter, which is just flicked back to 0 since it's a new trip. It's showing 51 volts. That's just because it's on a fresh charge. It's actually 48 volt standard. So let's just sit on here and give you a look at some of the features here. So you have your lights here. You switch them. That controls the backlight. I think if there were high beams on this switch would actually do more, but let's just get that focused up. Yeah, that switches on the front lights. As you can sort of see, it's daylight, but it looks like they're halogen, so they're going to drain a bit of the battery. It was estimated it'll drain 5% of the battery if you keep them on the entire duration. So I'm just going to keep those off as it's the day. You have your low power and high powered switch here. I just switch it over to high power. Low power is good for walking it around because it's not going to jerk you forward as soon as it engages like it will in high power. It's got your pretty standard horn for letting people know where you are. It's got turn signals, which are beepy and loud, but they let people know that you're turning, which isn't a bad thing. This is your, would be your high beam switch, but it doesn't do anything with any high beams. So I just leave that on the standard low beam. This would also, Daymak said it would flash your high beams if we had any, but we don't have any high beams, so it's a useless button. Other than that, I can't think of anything extra. So without further ado, let's get some speed here to show you what the bike is like. So since I'm not great at doing this one-handed, I'm not electric ride reviews, let's do a 0 to 32 and I'll let you know once I reach 32. That was holding 32 all the way up, halfway up the hill. It doesn't really slow down once it reaches 32, and it can struggle a little bit to reach 32. It can take as much as 10 seconds or even longer once the battery's nearly dead. But it does do the job. Showing 50 now, so I guess I drained that little, there we go, 51. Not really sure what the deal with that is since it's 48 volt. I guess that's just the display. So let's try to show you. I'm not really sure. I think it's regenerative braking. So I'm just going to get up to speed a little bit here so it's a bit steady. I can give you a better idea. Okay. So now, you'll see when I slow down, the voltage jumps up some. Sorry, that wasn't the greatest example, but you saw it jumped up to 56 there. I believe that's some regenerative braking in action there. The guide didn't specify that it had any, but that would certainly be a nice feature. Help you get an extra, maybe kilometer or two out of it. Not much, but better than nothing. Yeah, it's your pretty standard electric bike. It does the job, gets you where you want to go. It has a 40 to 50 kilometer estimated range, which I don't entirely believe. I'd say 30 to 40 is more likely. Well, it actually seems like once it reaches 50% or so battery level, it doesn't really like to do hills. So you want to keep it pretty steady. No more than like 5-10 degree hill at the very most. 15 is really stretching it at that point, even though it is rated for 15 degree inclines. Yeah, it's a pretty good bike. It has done everything I've wanted it to so far. I've taken it on some basic off-roading, and it hasn't slid or jumped around like I'd be worried with even some bicycles. So it seems even more stable than bicycles off dirt roads. Of course, not including like high-end bicycles and dirt bikes and all that. Of course, they're going to beat it out, but it certainly does the job for getting to and from places. I do plan on getting a helmet mount at some point so I can give you a better idea of some riding, since I'm not very good at riding one-handed. But until then, I hope this review was helpful in giving you an idea of what this bike is like, and I'll see you in the next one.